What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool news video where we will give you guys the latest injury updates because Liverpool are facing a horrible injury crisis of up to 12 players injured, and this makes life very hard for Jurgen Klopp because we will play every 3 days from now onwards, and we also have a League Cup final against Chelsea to win on Sunday, and before that we have to play Luton in the Premier League, and we have 12 players missing with short or long-term injuries. So in this video we will detail every single injury and how long the player could be out for. We will also preview the Liverpool-Luton game, and we will look ahead at the title race and how this many injuries could affect Liverpool's run in the title race. So let me know your score prediction for the Liverpool-Luton game in the comments below, and if you are new around here, please subscribe and leave a like on this video and turn on the bell notification so you never miss the latest updates around Liverpool FC. Diogo Jota, it looks like he could be out for 2 months, but the worst case scenario, an ACL injury, was ruled out, and thank goodness, because that could leave Jota out for 9 months. So he didn't tear any ligaments, but he damaged some knee ligaments after a Brentford player fell on him with a full force. We are lucky that Jota is only out for 2 months. Alisson also, even though Jurgen Klopp didn't put a timeline on his injury, he said that Alisson, we can't expect him to play for the foreseeable future. The Brazil national team put out an announcement that they expect Alisson to miss the international break, which is like in the middle of March, which means that Alisson could miss not just the League Cup final, but that crucial Man City game in the second half of March. He could be out until the end of March. So this will be one of the most important periods in Kevin Kelleher's career, because he absolutely have to play a blinder in every game to sustain Liverpool's hopes of winning trophies and titles. He would have started the League Cup final anyway, so I'm fine with him starting a few games before the League Cup final. But for Alisson to miss these crucial games after the League Cup final, I'm really gutted about that, because we play, Nottingham Forest and Man City and Everton in March and Brighton at home. So yeah, those are really tough fixtures. The Man City, obviously it's a title decider, but Nottingham Forest away, Everton away, those are really tough fixtures for Liverpool. So to not have our best goalkeeper and the best goalkeeper in the world is of course a big blow for Liverpool. And Liverpool are also sweating on the fitness of Mo Salah and Darwin Núñez. They haven't been ruled out of the Luton game, but probably as a precaution Jurgen Klopp maybe only will play them as a substitute, or if they have slight injuries, not even play them at all. I mean, I think even with our backup players we should be good enough to beat Luton, but right now it looks like the Brentford result, which is a 4-1 victory, comes with the biggest price, because we got all 3 of our best forwards injured. Salah, Núñez and Diogo Jota are Liverpool's best 3 top scorers this season, and they are all injured because of that Brentford game. So that was a heavy price for Liverpool to pay. And Darwin Núñez and Salah could be in contention for the League Cup final. I heard that it's they have sore muscles, especially Mo Salah coming back after a 1-month injury. It's expected that when you play longer than expected because of the Diogo Jota injury, Salah had to play a lot more than just 30 minutes. Basically his muscles are sore and you need a few days to recover from that. Also Darwin Núñez probably complained about muscle soreness, that's why they substituted him at halftime in the Brentford game as a precaution. So I think that muscle soreness just needs a few days rest, and then Salah and Núñez hopefully will be able to start in the League Cup final against Chelsea. Dominic Szoboszlai, Trent Alexander-Arnold are not back for this game, the Luton game, but they could be back for the League Cup final, especially Szoboszlai. He hasn't been ruled out for the League Cup final. Curtis Jones doesn't have a knee ligament issue, he has a bone ligament issue, so he's ruled out for the Luton game, probably for the League Cup final. But Curtis Jones won't miss 2 months, thankfully, because he has been one of our best midfielders. And there are other players who we will deal with it day by day with muscle things. Jurgen Klopp said probably he's referring to Darwin Núñez and Mo Salah. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Dominic Szoboszlai, it's a little bit longer, so they won't make it for the Luton game, and they are like 50-50 for the League Cup final. I think it's more likely that Szoboszlai could be back. But I don't want Liverpool to rush any players back, honestly, because we rushed Trent and Szoboszlai back and they got injured straight away. We rushed Thiago back after 10 months. He only had 1 week of training and he got injured after 10 minutes. So I think Liverpool should take their time. And this is not looking good for the medical department, because the medical department is responsible for when the players come back after long or short injuries. Thiago, Bajcetic, Ben Doak and Joel Matip are the other Liverpool absentees. They are long-term injuries. Thiago re-injured himself, as I already said, after just 1 week of training. Liverpool put him in for 10 minutes. Jurgen Klopp was maybe overly enthusiastic and overly happy about Thiago being back because he trained so well. He thought a 10-minute cameo at Arsenal wouldn't hurt, and he got injured again. That's absolutely terrible news. Of course, Luton have their own injury problems. Adebayo, Jacob Brown, Nakamba, Andersen, Tom Lockyer are all injured. Tom Lockyer, of course, the long-term injury after long-term, heart issue after collapsing on the pitch, and he's recovering nicely, so I wish him all the best. And Luton were very unlucky to lose to Man United. They had a very good game against Man United, so they will come to Anfield in full belief and they have nothing to lose. Everybody expects Liverpool to win, but we already suffered against Luton big time. We needed a last-minute equalizer by Luis Diaz in their stadium to catch a draw. Luton almost beat Liverpool in the reverse fixture, so these injuries don't come at a great time, to be honest. But it's a Wednesday night under the lights at Anfield. The crowd should be up for it, and no matter what 11 we put out, we have to beat Luton if we want to win the title, because Man City scraped a 1-0 win against Brentford as expected. Haaland scored, so Liverpool are now just 1 point out of Man City, 2 points out of Arsenal. At the moment, Liverpool have to take it game by game. There is no point looking too far ahead into the future, because we have so many injuries. We just need to see who is available and who is not. The biggest blow is that Jota, one of our best strikers, and Alisson, our best goalkeeper, are out for months with injuries. Jota has knee ligament damage and Alisson injured his hamstring in training, which is really, really unusual and really, really terrible luck for Liverpool. And the Liverpool crowd shouldn't be too downbeat, because Liverpool are still top of the league. We are still in a great position. We have probably the biggest and best squad under Jurgen Klopp this season in terms of squad depth, because so many young players came through the youth academy, and this could be a big opportunity for these young players to showcase their talents, and Liverpool will need to rely on them. But we plucked Conor Bradley out of the youth academy and he has been sensational at right back. So Trent Alexander-Arnold being injured is not, Liverpool haven't missed him as much. If we didn't have Conor Bradley, it would have been disastrous. Hopefully Konate and Joe Gomez will be back. So the defense should be fine. The midfield is a little bit short, and in attack we are definitely short. If Nunez and Salah can't start, then maybe Harvey Elliott will start right wing, Gakpo up front, Luis Diaz on the left. That's not an ideal attack, to be honest. And Jurgen Klopp said that we need Anfield, we need a European atmosphere, we need to make it as fierce as possible, 100%. And Jurgen Klopp name-checked Bobby Clark, Kyle Gordon and James McConnell, who already all played for the first team this season. And then we have some players like Trey Nione, who is making waves in the Liverpool youth teams, and also Lewis Kumas and Jadon Dance, who also got an assist and earned a penalty in Liverpool's latest under 18 or reserve game, on the 21 game. So Liverpool's bench will look full of youth academy players, and that is a great opportunity for them as well. So let's run through the players who are missing for Liverpool and how long they're injured for. So Diogo Jota, knee ligament damage, 2 months at least, maybe even more. Alisson, thigh injury, he is expected back at the end of March. So he will definitely miss the Man City game and some other Premier League games. Jota could be back in the middle of April. Joel Matip, long-term knee injury. He has done his knee ACL, so he's back in September. So this season he definitely won't play. Trent Alexander-Arnold also has a knee injury, so he should be available in the middle of March. Dominik Szoboszlai should be back, hopefully, for the League Cup final, but that's like 50-50. Darwin Núñez, as I said, and Mo Salah, they have muscle tightness, muscle soreness, so they could be back either for the Luton game as substitutes or for the League Cup final. Curtis Jones, he has a bone ligament issue. We don't know the timeline. It should be less than 2 months, but it's too early to say. So no return date. The same goes to Thiago and Bajcetic. And what is really worrying is that at the beginning of January, Jurgen Klopp said that Bajcetic will be back in February in full team training. And now it's coming to the end of the February and Bajcetic are still not training in full team training. So I'm not sure what the issue is. I hope that Bajcetic doesn't turn into a player who is constantly injured, because he's such a talented boy, but he hardly played this season. And what is absolutely worrying for Liverpool is not just these many injuries, but we have potentially 26 games to play in less than 100 days. Can Liverpool cope with this demand? Of course, Liverpool are on the edge already of pushing the players onto their limits, and that's why probably, because we have this many injuries, that's why probably Szoboszlai and Trent Alexander-Arnold and Thiago were rushed back a little bit early. Because if we had a fully fit squad and just these 3 or 4 players injured, then Liverpool could have taken their time and not rushed them back. But Trent Alexander-Arnold was our only right back, basically in the squad against Arsenal, so he had to start. Conor Bradley was on a leave of absence because of his father's funeral, perfectly understandably. It's an unfortunate situation. If Conor Bradley would have been fit, probably he starts against, we would have been available, not fit, because he was fit just after the funeral. If he would have been available, I'm not blaming Conor Bradley here, but it's just an unfortunate, the circumstances adding up on top of each other. If Conor Bradley could play against Arsenal, then Trent doesn't have to play, then he probably doesn't have to re-injure himself, and he would have been available earlier. Now it looks like Trent will definitely miss the League Cup final, which is very unfortunate, but Conor Bradley is fantastic. I'm just worried that with probably players having to play every 3 days because there is no one else in their position. Yes, we have Robertson back, so Joe Gomez probably could play in either the left back or the right back position and give a breather to either Conor Bradley or Andy Robertson, because I think our starting fullbacks will be in the League Cup final, Conor Bradley and Andy Robertson. So maybe Joe Gomez come in for any of them, either of them, against Luton, not to overstretch the squad. But also at centre-back we have Kwanzaa, Konate and Van Dijk still fit and available, so maybe Kwanzaa will start against Luton and Konate and Van Dijk will start against Chelsea. Jurgen Klopp has to think very carefully about who to play, but what is most important is that Liverpool will have 11 very hungry players on the pitch against Luton, and we will go full throttle for the victory. No matter what kind of team Liverpool puts out, they will do absolutely everything to beat Luton, and it's going to be a tough game, and I'm a little bit nervous and worried about this game. Let's worry about the League Cup final in 3 days' time. Who knows who will be fit for that game. So Liverpool have a potential 29 games if we go to the Europa League final and the FA Cup final. In the same period, Man City have a maximum number of 25 games. Arsenal have a maximum number of 21 games. Tottenham just 14, because Arsenal are already out of the League Cup and Man City as well, and Tottenham are out of Europe. Like, Tottenham have to play 14 games and Liverpool potentially 29. That's like double of what Tottenham have to play. It just shows how crazily the Liverpool squad will be stretched between now and the end of the season. That's why it's really unfortunate that Jurgen Klopp announced that he's leaving at the end of the season, because if he would have stayed, maybe we would have signed a player in the January transfer window, but now it wouldn't have made sense to sign a centre-back or a full-back, because who knows who the next manager will be, who knows knows what the next sporting director will be and who they would want as new signings for this team. And Jurgen Klopp hit the nail on the head of the mentality that we need to show. We should not even think about the next game until the Luton game is complete. A fixture under the lines against a strong side at Anfield is definitely more than enough to earn our full focus and our total commitment. Living in the moment and for the moment, it's not just the right way, it's the only way. And that's what you should do, really. And Luton are a much stronger team than when we faced them the last time. So yeah, that's my injury assessment of the Liverpool squad, and I think Liverpool can still win the Premier League title, but we need Salah and Nunez to come back quickly. We need Szoboszlai to come back, and we need these three players. I think our three best players this season, Szoboszlai, one of the best midfielders this season, and Salah and Nunez, our two best attackers. They need to stay fit for the rest of the season and play a lot of games, because otherwise, yeah, our backup players, our youth academy players, they are very talented, but not as good as the best 11. I think we can get by and beat Luton, and then with Chelsea, hopefully Szoboszlai, Nunez and Salah will be back for the cup final. Hopefully we can beat Chelsea with a little bit of a stronger squad, and then we go to Nottingham Forest, we play Man City, we go to Everton. Then our hardest fixtures apart from the Man City game come actually in the late run-in. So in April we go to Man United, we go to West Ham in April as well, and then in May we play Tottenham home, Arsenal away, Wolves at home. So those are our last three Premier League games. And of course we have the Europa League, we have the FA Cup. Maybe Liverpool, if they win the League Cup and drop out of the FA Cup, I wouldn't be too upset, because I want the Europa League and the Premier League the most. Those are the two trophies that I want Liverpool the most. But if you would offer me right now that we lose the League Cup final, we go out of the FA Cup and we go out of the League Cup early, and the Europa League as well. Sorry, not the League Cup, we are in the final already. If we go out of the FA Cup early, the Europa League, and lose the League Cup final, but we win the Premier League title guaranteed, I would take that. But of course it doesn't work like that, because against Arsenal, who are really strong now, and against Man City, who are even stronger than Arsenal, I think, you absolutely cannot guarantee that Liverpool would win the Premier League title. So we have to go for it in every competition and trying to win as many trophies as possible in Jurgen Klopp's last season. Let me know what do you think about this in the comments below, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.